Fellas, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right with a woman, texting back, planning dates, being respectful, and yet something still felt off? Maybe she pulled back. Maybe she stopped texting. Maybe she lost interest. What if I told you she was testing you the entire time and you didn't even know it? Welcome to the game within the game. Today we're breaking down 10 female tests men don't even know about, but I'm giving you the 6 most critical ones that every man must master if you want to stand out from the crowd. A woman's emotional stability test is one of the most common and most misunderstood dynamics in early dating. It's not about manipulation or drama for the sake of drama. It's instinctual. Women often create small emotional waves to see how a man responds under pressure. This can look like teasing you with sarcasm, bringing up controversial topics, acting moody, or even creating tension out of nowhere. What she's really doing is trying to assess something deeper. Can you remain calm, composed, and emotionally grounded when things get uncomfortable? This test isn't about the moment. It's about what the moment reveals. If you get defensive, angry, or start justifying yourself, it signals that you might not be emotionally secure. On the flip side, if you get nervous and backpedal just to keep her happy, it shows that you're too eager for approval. Neither extreme builds attraction. What she's really looking for is a man who can hold his center. Someone who doesn't lose control of his emotions just because things get a little tense. A man who can stay present, maybe even laugh it off, and show through his behavior that he's not easily rattled. That's the kind of man she can relax around, trust, and ultimately invest in emotionally. Emotional stability is one of the most attractive masculine traits. It signals strength, maturity, and leadership. When you demonstrate that you're not reactive, you separate yourself from 90% of men. Because while most guys get pulled into the emotional storm, the high-value man stands firm like a lighthouse, steady, strong, and unshakable. That's the kind of energy women are instinctively drawn to. Pass this test and you're already ahead of the game. When a woman challenges your opinions, questions your beliefs, or playfully mocks your decisions, it can feel confusing, especially if you're trying to keep things smooth. But what many men don't realize is that these moments are tests of your internal strength. She's not trying to start a fight. She's trying to see if you truly believe in yourself. This is what's known as a test of your personal frame. Your ability to hold your own perspective regardless of external pressure. Your frame is your mental and emotional posture. It's your worldview, your standards, your sense of identity. And the strength of your frame determines how much others, especially women, respect and trust you. When a woman playfully or even seriously pushes back on something you say, she's trying to feel if you're grounded in who you are, or if you'll bend just to gain her approval. Most men fail this test by either getting defensive or immediately changing their stance just to avoid conflict. Both reactions show a lack of self-trust. On the other hand, when you stay calm, smile, and confidently explain your point without needing her validation, you signal something powerful, that you're not easily swayed, and that you trust your own judgment. This doesn't mean you become arrogant or stubborn. It means you respond instead of react. You engage with her, but from a place of certainty, not desperation. And when a woman sees that you can maintain your frame under pressure, it builds attraction in a deep subconscious way. She starts to feel that you're the kind of man who can lead, protect, and make decisions in a chaotic world, because you don't collapse under social tension. You own your truth, and that kind of quiet strength is magnetic. At some point during the dating process, a woman might suddenly slow down her replies, take longer to text back, or go quiet for a while. Most men immediately assume something is wrong or that she's lost interest. The truth is, this could be a subtle test. One that reveals far more about you than you think. She's not necessarily trying to ghost you or play games. She's trying to see how you handle uncertainty and whether you rely on her attention to feel secure. When a man becomes anxious, starts double texting, asking if everything's okay, or tries to seek reassurance, he unknowingly signals neediness. This response tells her that he depends on her communication for his emotional balance, which is a red flag. On the other hand, If you stay calm, focus on your own life, and remain unfazed by the silence, you're showing her that your confidence isn't tied to her validation. This is one of the most overlooked yet powerful tests. It's not about texting rules or playing hard to get. It's about emotional independence. A woman wants to feel that a man is secure within himself, not seeking constant confirmation of where he stands. She needs to sense that if she pulls away for a moment, you won't fall apart. The right response is simple. Stay composed, patient, and detached from needing an immediate answer. Let her come back when she's ready, and don't punish her or chase her for space. When you show this level of calm strength, you instantly stand out. Most guys panic and give away all their power. But the man who respects his own time and keeps moving forward, that's the man who naturally attracts women without even trying. It's confidence without words, and women notice it immediately. In the early stages of dating, a woman may test your boundaries without even realizing it. She might ask for small favors, suggest you cancel your plans for her, or make playful demands just to see how you respond. On the surface, it can seem harmless or even cute, but beneath it, she's checking for something much deeper. Are you a man who can be influenced too easily, or do you have your own sense of direction? Most men, especially when they really like a woman, fall into the trap of over-accommodating. They say yes to everything, go out of their way constantly, and avoid saying no because they fear losing her interest. But what actually happens is the opposite. When you're too quick to comply, it signals that you're trying to earn her approval, rather than living from your own standards. Over time, this erodes attraction. Women aren't looking for a servant or a pushover. They're looking for a man who knows his worth and isn't afraid to assert it. That doesn't mean being rude or stubborn. It means understanding your own boundaries and being willing to say no with confidence and respect when something doesn't align with you. Saying no doesn't push her away. It often draws her in, because it shows strength. What makes a man attractive isn't how much he gives, but how much he values himself. When you respond to these small compliance tests with self-respect, you're showing her that you're not seeking validation. You're offering value. You're leading, not following. And women are naturally drawn to men who lead their lives with clarity and confidence. So next time you're asked to bend too far, pause and ask yourself, am I being generous or am I afraid to disappoint? That one question can change everything. Sometimes in dating, a woman will challenge your sense of masculinity without even saying a word. She might take control of plans, act overly independent, question your decisions, or initiate unnecessary tension. This isn't always intentional, and it's not an attack on your character. It's a subconscious test to see whether you're going to step up and take the lead, or shrink back and let her take charge. Masculinity isn't about dominance or control. It's about direction, presence, and calm leadership. Women want to feel that they can relax into their feminine energy around you, but they can only do that when they sense that you're grounded in your own masculine energy. If you let her take control of everything, constantly defer to her, or seem uncertain in your actions, she may lose attraction, even if she can't explain why. What she's really looking for is your ability to handle pressure, to lead with clarity, and to make decisions with confidence. That doesn't mean being forceful or ignoring her input. It means showing that you have a vision and a backbone, that you're someone she can trust when life gets uncertain. She might test this by disagreeing with your ideas or pushing back on your choices, not because she wants to argue, but because she wants to feel your strength. When you can maintain your direction without trying to overpower or please her, you show maturity and masculine presence. It's not about winning control. It's about being unshakable in who you are. That kind of energy makes her feel safe and respected. And ironically, the more you embody healthy masculinity, the more likely she is to naturally soften, respect you, and want to follow your lead. It's not about playing a role. It's about owning who you truly are. Every man she meets is being silently compared to someone from her past, even if she doesn't mention it. This isn't about being petty or living in the past. It's an instinctual way for a woman to evaluate your value. Whether it's her ex-boyfriend, a guy she once dated, or someone she admired from afar, she has a mental blueprint of what attracted her before and what eventually turned her off. Without saying it outright, she's constantly measuring. Are you better, stronger, more grounded, more consistent? The challenge is, most men don't realize this test is happening. They try to impress her by bragging or overcompensating, or worse, they ask about her ex and try to compete directly. That's a losing game. You don't beat the memory of another man by trying to outshine him. You do it by embodying qualities he likely didn't: emotional intelligence, purpose, confidence, calm leadership. A woman doesn't want to relive her past. She's searching for a reason to believe that this time it's different, that this man in front of her isn't going to make the same mistakes. So she watches your behavior closely. How you respond to stress, how you handle conflict, how you speak about your own goals and values. If you show insecurity, indecisiveness, or seek validation, the comparison starts to work against you. But when you stay grounded in your purpose, speak with clarity, and act with consistency, you naturally separate yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to be the kind of man who's not looking to compete with ghosts. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, her past no longer matters. You become the new standard. That's how you pass the test without even knowing it's happening. Here's the truth. Women don't test you to break you down. They test you to find out if you can handle who they really are and whether you can handle the life they want to build with you. So the next time she throws a curveball, don't take it personally. Recognize the test and pass it with flying colors, because a man who understands the tests becomes the man who passes them all.